But what we don't talk about is, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. Well, come on, man. That kid was the cakewalk.
Wrong, you know that nigga wrong. Canelo always has had a problem with boxers. He always struggles when he fights a boxer. Anybody knows that if the boxer take a punch, you're going to give him a hard time. Bud is not one of these guys that's going to quit.
Crawford soundly defeating Canelo Alvarez. We thought that maybe he could have won by even a further margin on the scorecards. He gets it done unanimously. Teddy, can you put into words what we just saw from Terence Crawford?
Well, the only thing I wonder is if Crawford was born and made in a laboratory.
Floyd Mayweather mocked Canelo Alvarez following his loss to Terence Crawford, claiming that Canelo is no longer the fighter he once was and has always been overrated. Mayweather expressed full confidence in Crawford from the beginning and backed it up by placing a significant bet on him, a gamble that paid off handsomely. A post on X, formerly Twitter, even shared a betting slip noting, "Looks like Floyd Mayweather walked away with a bag after betting $50K on Terence Crawford to beat Canelo." Despite the defeat, Canelo maintained his composure and gave credit to Crawford, calling him a great fighter who earned the win. However, Canelo made it clear that he isn't finished yet. He emphasized that he still feels strong physically and mentally, and even expressed interest in a potential rematch, showing he hasn't lost his competitive drive or his desire to protect his legacy. Following the loss, discussions about Canelo Alvarez's future began to intensify. His demeanor and remarks hinted that retirement could be on the horizon, especially with Crawford's victory shifting the boxing world's focus. Many described the fight as a masterclass from Crawford, who used his ring IQ and adaptability to dominate and claim the title. The win is already being hailed as historic, solidifying Crawford's reputation as one of this generation's greatest fighters. While Canelo's defeat raises questions about whether his time at the top is ending, for Crawford, it cements his place as the new face of modern boxing.
From the beginning, that if you go back, and I know it was a lot of years ago, I get it, but you have to have something to point at. If you go back to when he lost his first fight, of course, Canelo I'm talking about, to Mayweather, it wasn't just that his hands were too slow, his feet were too slow. And he's in there with a guy with quick feet and quicker hands. You know what? It doesn't matter how big he is. What did Ali say? Your hands cannot hit what your eyes cannot see. That was tonight. It was great.
Let's put some context on this.
It was great.
Let's put some context on this victory first. A year out of the ring. I think it was like 13 some odd months out of the ring, okay?
Yeah, really?
Yeah. 2 weight classes. Think about that.
Yep.
He had surgery early at the beginning of the year. Surgery on the shoulder surgery, right? Not sure which one. And to come in here and to put on that type of performance against Canelo that actually is coming off a performance, right? You expected Canelo to be sharp. He was sharp. However, what Crawford did was he took the air out of the ball.
Yep.
He used this. That's what boxing's about, people. It's about this. Strategy. That's what he had. He used his feet. He understood Canelo every single movement. That's why Canelo couldn't land any shots on him. He knew what was coming. He knew that the looping right hand was going to come from the southpaw position. So what did he do? Hold the phone. He knew that the hook to the body was going to come. What did he do? Block, and he shot him with counters.
One of his great assets that we don't hear about enough. One of those things that are not so easily as immeasurable on paper, but it's eyes. Vision.
Focus.
We know the physical ones we talk about and we understand so easily. Speed, power, quickness, legs, all that stuff. But eyes, just radar. This guy's got infrared.
During the post-fight press conference, Canelo Alvarez was asked to compare his experiences fighting Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. His answer sparked immediate buzz. Canelo admitted that he was more impressed by Crawford, especially in the later rounds, where sharpness and control are crucial. He didn't hold back, saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." This bold comparison not only celebrated Crawford's performance, but also ignited debates among fans and analysts about how the two legends measure up in boxing history.
In terms of his prime, how can you gauge it?
Doesn't matter. We saw a great fight tonight, did we not? That's all that matters. 2 guys risked it, and the better man won tonight. That was Crawford.
Terence got it right. Is there no need for a rematch, or do you want to see running back? Because it was pretty good, like you said.
No, it was it was really good, actually.
Yeah.
So it's up to the jam. He's a jam. He can do whatever he wants.
What do you think happens with Canelo next after this?
What happens to Canelo after this? it don't matter. He's made a big statement for not only Mexico or the pride of Mexico, but for all Latinos right there. So he's done a great job for himself, man. Nevertheless, Crawford is on his way, continuing to create greatness.
Mentally.
What's up?
You parted for Crawford earlier, and you see the link for falling like that.
I know boxing. I just know stylistically. I've been in the gym with, I've shared the ring with Canelo, and then I see that. So
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15.
Yeah.
Easily, you know? There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks. You know.
Sports journalist Ariel Helwani quickly broke the news online, confirming what many already suspected. Terence Crawford had defeated Canelo Alvarez by unanimous decision, with scores of 116, 1-12, 115, 1-13, and 115, 1-13. Though the numbers were close, the result reflected Crawford's control throughout the match. Helwani's post spread quickly, marking this fight as a historic moment in boxing. Crawford's performance wasn't just a win, it was a showcase of discipline and strategy, placing him among the sport's elite. Fellow boxer Teofimo Lopez reacted with admiration, calling it a battle between 2 of the world's best, and declaring that the right man won. Lopez went as far as saying Crawford now belongs in the top 10 fighters of all time, a statement that highlights how highly regarded Crawford's win is within the boxing community.
In the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Ryan Garcia reacted to Terence Crawford's dominant performance by praising him highly. He tweeted, "I actually believe Crawford may be the best fighter of all time." Garcia explained that Crawford's skill set and mentality displayed during the fight proved just how extraordinary he is. Veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas weighed in, comparing Canelo's loss to Crawford with his earlier defeat to Mayweather. Atlas noted that Canelo has consistently struggled against faster, more technically gifted opponents. He pointed out flaws in Canelo's footwork and hand speed, which Crawford, even after a year of inactivity, was able to exploit. Much like Mayweather once did, Crawford used precision, timing, and movement to neutralize Canelo's power, reinforcing the idea that Canelo has limitations against elite-level technicians.
Was going to create history. I told you guys this before he fought Sean Porter. I said that Terence Bud Crawford can beat first ballot Hall of Famer and superstar and legend Canelo Alvarez. I've been saying this for years, that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And tonight, he did just that. He did just that. Not only did he beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, but he arguably retired Canelo Alvarez, who after the fight, Canelo Alvarez stated that he's done everything that he needed to do in the sport of boxing. When asked do he want a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez said, "It's no need." He gave no indications of a rematch. And Canelo Alvarez stated that he's a Hall of Famer. He's a winner. Just being there made him a winner, right? And he stated that he's done everything he needed to do in the sport of boxing. That's what he said. Canelo Alvarez got schooled once again. I told you guys, styles make fights. This particular style of boxers and counterpunchers and movers has historically given Canelo Alvarez problems. And as I told you guys, right? Terence Crawford can fight any which way he chooses to fight. He's just that much more versatile. And everybody didn't believe me. They said I was tripping. Canelo was too big. He gonna knock out Terence Crawford, right? He too big, too strong. Terence Crawford get hit. Terence Crawford don't box, don't move. And I told you guys, when Terence Crawford wants to move and wants to box, right, he can. And he would, right? And guess what? Terence Crawford, I told you guys, when he fought the likes of Victor Postol, right? Y'all said that, oh, he don't move that much. I said, did you look at his fight with Victor Postol? Did you look at his fight with Jose Benavidez? Yeah, well, those guys ain't Canelo Alvarez. And I told you guys, it doesn't matter if they're Canelo Alvarez. It's about Terence Crawford's abilities to be able to maneuver around and box in every which manner he so chooses. If he wants to incorporate that style that he boxes and moves, he could. And what did he do tonight? I said Terence Crawford could fight at every level. Didn't I tell you guys that? I said Terence Crawford can fight in mid-range. He could fight on the outside. He could fight on the inside. Canelo Alvarez cannot. Y'all asked me, why aren't you talking about what Canelo Alvarez could do great? And I told you, because we know what Canelo Alvarez is going to do. He's going to fight. He's consistent in who he is and how he fights. Period. I told you guys that.